Indian Air Force celebrates its 89th anniversary today. President, Vice President and Prime Minister Modi extend greetings to air warriors. Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu on a 3-day visit to Arunachal Pradesh accorded a traditional welcome on his arrival in capital Itanagar today. RBI keeps accommodative stance with unchanged key lending rates for 8th consecutive time. Repo rate remains at 4%. Philippine journalist Maria Ressa and Russian journalist Dmitry Muratov win 2021 Nobel Peace Prize. Indian grappler Anshu Malik scripts history, becomes the first Indian woman to win silver in World Wrestling Championships. A very good evening, viewers. Welcome to the Northeast News Bulletin from the studios of DDK Guwahati. This is Sangeeta Bhattacharjee. Now the stories in detail. Indian Air Force Air Chief Marshal Vivek Chaudhary has said that the prompt actions in response to developments in eastern Ladakh were testament to IAF's combat readiness. He said the IAF must demonstrate to nation that external force will not be allowed to violate Indian territory. The Air Chief Marshal said this while reviewing the ceremonial parade at Hindon Air Base in Ghaziabad on the occasion of 89th anniversary of Indian Air Force today. President Ramnath Kovind in his message said the nation is proud of the Indian Air Force, which has proved its competency and capability time and again during peace and war. The Vice President in his message said, be it war or peace, our air warriors have always made the nation proud through their courage, professionalism and excellence. Prime Minister Narendra Modi in a tweet said the Indian Air Force is synonymous with courage, diligence and professionalism.
Combat readiness. Our efforts in completing all COVID-related tasks was also a major achievement in support of the national effort. Your accomplishments have been impressive and you have helped achieve significant progress in many areas. Celebrations, Atmanirbhar Evam Saksham, is most apt since with the ongoing acquisition of a high percentage of Made in India platforms, weapons and combat systems, the Indian Air Force stands today on the threshold of an era which will define its stature as a potent strategic aerospace power. The Indian Air Force has been at the vanguard of indigenization in domestic aerospace sector, and due to concerted efforts at all levels, a large number of low-tech, low-cost and high-volume spares have been indigenized across all fleets. The need of the hour is to reassess and realign.
The Vice President of India, M. Venkaiah Naidu, reached Itanagar today morning. He was accorded a traditional welcome on his arrival at Raj Bhavan helipad today. The Governor of Arunachal Pradesh, Dr. B.D. Mishra, and Chief Minister Pema Khandu welcomed and received him at the helipad. Later in the day, the Vice President visited the State Museum in Itanagar.
Display the heritage, the culture and the civilization of the past and pass it on to the present generation, to the next generation. Arunachal is a beautiful state and we have beautiful people. Beauty and duty combined becomes mighty. Arunachal Pradesh is a forward moving state. I feel happy to visit this state and I suggest that every textbook history of the state, of the people, various tribes, communities, sub-communities, their professions, their avocation, their skills should be presented in the history books as well as in such museums. This is a very good idea. You will have a live understanding of the culture and tradition of various tribes and sub-tribes once you go through this.
The Monetary Policy Committee of the Reserve Bank of India has maintained a status quo on interest rates for the 8th consecutive time and retained the monetary stance as accommodative. While announcing the monetary policy in Mumbai today, RBI Governor Shaktikanta Das said it has been unanimously declared to keep the lending rates unchanged. Repo rate remains unchanged at 4%, while reverse repo rate is maintained at 3.35%. Repo rate is the rate at which the central bank lends short-term money to banks. Das said policy stance will stay accommodative as long as necessary to revive and sustain growth and mitigate the impact of COVID-19 pandemic, while ensuring inflation remains within the target.
And continue to mitigate the impact of COVID-19 on the economy while ensuring that inflation remains within the target going forward. The marginal standing facility, that is MSF rate, and the bank rate remain unchanged at 4.25%. The reverse repo rate also.
External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar said that there has been a transformation of 3 C's in India's foreign policy: capabilities, credibility and context. India's rise in capabilities has been demonstrated amply during the response to COVID-19. The country's rising economy, its influence in shaping the global agenda, and its role as a first responder to global humanitarian crisis have also transformed how the world views India's capabilities. Dr. Jaishankar said this while participating in the DD News conclave, India First Foreign Policy, the Making of a Vishwa Guru. Two journalists whose work has angered the authorities in Russia and the Philippines were awarded the Nobel Peace Prize on Friday, honoring the right to free speech, which the prize-giving committee described as under threat around the globe. Maria Ressa and Dmitry Muratov were given the award for their courageous fight for freedom of expression in the Philippines and Russia. Chairwoman Berit Reiss-Andersen of the Norwegian Nobel Committee told a news conference the prize is the first for journalists since the German Karl von Ossietzky won it in 1935 for revealing his country's secret post-war rearmament program. Muratov is editor-in-chief of Russian investigative newspaper Novaya Gazeta, which has defied the Kremlin under President Vladimir Putin with probes into wrongdoing and corruption, and extensively covered the conflict in Ukraine,
in the Philippines and in Russia. At the same time, they are representatives of all journalists who stand up for this ideal in a world in which democracy and freedom of the press face increasingly adverse conditions.
Darshana Zardosh, Minister of State for Railways and Textiles, dedicated a new version of Mile Sur Mera Tumhara song to the nation through video conferencing today. The new version of the song has been prepared by railway employees and officers. This song is part of the initiatives being undertaken by Ministry of Railways to celebrate 75th anniversary of India's independent Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav and to showcase Indian Railways achievements, developments and integration on pan-India basis. Speaking on the occasion, Darshana Zardosh said, as a part of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, this song represents unity in diversity. The new version of the song would not only motivate the railway employees, but also the entire nation. It will also inspire future generations. Meghalaya Deputy Chief Minister Preston Tingson has informed that the state government has strongly recommended the centre to invite Hainutrip National Liberation Council for peace talks. Hainutrip National Liberation Council was declared an unlawful organization in the year 2019 under the Unlawful Activities Prevention Act by the centre. HNLC had claimed responsibility for planting an improvised explosive device at the National People's Party office. One person has been arrested in this connection. Government has entrusted the police force to do the needful and to make sure that every citizen of the state is protected.
The question of failure does not arise, but we need to improve.
A one-day business meet on promotion specialty agro products in Northeastern region was organized by Agri Business Incubation (ABI) ICAR Research Complex for NEH region Umiam. The program was aimed to promote specialty products and produced by the entrepreneurs of the Northeastern region, which requires scientific validation and to understand the business plan on the specialty products. More than 75 entrepreneurs from 8 states of the region have participated in the meet. Chief guest on the occasion, Dr. K.B. Sahkar, Director of Animal Husbandry and Veterinary Department of Government of Meghalaya, appreciated the work of Agri Business Incubation ABI Center and requested agripreneurs of the region to harness maximum support and opportunities from the center. The Arunachal Pradesh government today formally devolved powers to Panchayati Raj institutions, giving a shot in the arm of grassroots democracy in the state. The formal devolution of powers to the Panchayat bodies was made by adopting the SPICE, that is, Sustainable, Participative, Inclusive, Comprehensive and Empowerment model to make the PRIs self-governing entities. The State Cabinet had on September 30 last agreed for genuine devolution of the powers to the PRIs as per the 73rd Constitutional Amendment. And now COVID update from across the nation. More than 93 crore 17 lakh COVID-19 vaccine doses have been administered in the country so far under the nationwide vaccination drive. Union Health Ministry in a statement said that 21,257 new cases were reported in the last 24 hours. India's active caseload stands at 2,40,221 and it is the lowest in 205 days. A total of 24,963 people recovered from the infection in the last 24 hours and total recoveries touched 3 crore 32 lakh 25,221. The ministry said the recovery rate is currently at 97.96%, which is the highest since March last year. The weekly positivity rate currently stands at 1.64%, which is less than 3% for the last 105 days. A total of 58 crore COVID tests have been conducted across the country so far. In terms of the COVID scenario in the Northeast, Arunachal Pradesh has reported a caseload of 419 active cases, followed by 54,146 cured cases. The tally for the dead is 279. Reporting 2,797 active cases, Assam has a caseload of 5,94,163 discharged cases, even as the dead account for 5,911. Settled with 1,752 active cases, Manipur has 1,17,950 released cases, even as the dead toll is 1,876. With 1,281 active cases, Meghalaya has a caseload of 79,468 cured cases, the dead account for 1,413. Mizoram has 16,219 active cases, followed by 87,148 discharged cases, while the death toll is 343. Projecting 313 active cases, Nagaland has 30,416 released cases, even as tally for the dead is 668. Sikkim has 367 active cases, followed by 30,416 cured cases, while the dead number 388. In Tripura, active cases number 142, followed by 83,266 discharged cases, even as the death toll is 815. Indian grappler Anshu Malik has scripted history as she became the first Indian woman to win a silver medal in the World Wrestling Championships. Anshu lost to Olympic medalist Helen Mirolles of the USA 4-1 in the summit clash of women's 57 kg category at Oslo in Norway yesterday. Mirolles won the gold medal after her splendid show. Anshu Malik is a two-time Asian Championship medalist, which includes a gold and a ranking series silver medalist. And to end the news, the main points once again. Indian Air Force celebrates its 89th anniversary today. President, Vice President and Prime Minister Modi extends greetings to air warriors. Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu on a 3-day visit to Arunachal Pradesh accorded a traditional welcome on his arrival in capital Itanagar today. RBI keeps accommodative stance with unchanged key lending rates for 8th consecutive time. Repo rate remains at 4%. Philippine journalist Maria Ressa and Russian journalist Dmitry Muratov win 2021 Nobel Peace Prize. Priyaplanshu Malik scripts history, becomes the first Indian woman to win silver in World Wrestling Championships. That brings us to the end of this evening's bulletin. Thank you for tuning in. Namaskar.